Dr. John Joseph. A few words about him. Imagine a young man in his late 20s or early 30s, out of his interest in physics, one of the flourishing sciences in this world, studying and getting a research degree, a PhD, and then suddenly switching over to the theological studies and entering into the church ministry. I'm not telling that church ministry is something lower than the scientific studies, but his interest, suddenly he understands about his commitment to the ministry, to the Word of God. I asked him just now, Achan, when did you have your PhD degree? He just scratched his hand and trying to think. I told, no, don't worry about that if you don't remember. But after that, he recollected and told it was in the year 1889. So it's a great honor for us, Achan, to have your presence in our midst. You're an academician. After his active service in the church, he has taken the responsibility. The church has given him the responsibility as the manager and president of the Marthoma Public School in Ernakulam. And of course, all his scientific studies, explorations, all the research work can definitely convey to the new generation in his church and the society at large. And his beloved wife, dear Kocham, also is here. Where are you? Please stand up. We want to see. Everyone would like to see you. You're sitting in the back benches? Oh, okay. You can meet. Oh, okay. It's a great honor for us, dear Achan and Kochamma, to have your presence in our midst. And we look forward for a beautiful message. I asked one of the choristers to arrange the mic because he is taller than most of the people in here. So he might need a special mic with a higher stand, or you can use this also. I'll look into that.
At the outset, let me bring greetings on behalf of my family and on behalf of the institution I represent. I would like to greet each one of you a blessed Christmas and a blessed New Year. My close friend, Mr. Reverend P.K. Maman, and also Reverend Malhia Joshua, the management committee, the members of this parish, and also all the guests who are here for this beautiful service. I'm so elated, I'm so privileged to be a part of this carol service. While I was attending the Cochin Ministerial Choir a couple of weeks back, Right Reverend Kurian Peter, the bishop of this diocese, was sitting by my side, or rather I was sitting by his side. And then he told me that in the city there is a beautiful choir in this particular church. I was serving in Salem Marthoma Church in Kochi, where we have a very beautiful choir. Then Tirumeni said, you need to listen to this choir. True to his word, I was listening, beautiful carol singing. I was so happy and so privileged to be a part of this. I really wanted to come, and that's when my dear friend Achan called me and said, why don't you come for the carol service on 21st? So I took it as a great joy because it is such an honor to be a part of this august crowd and to be a part of this beautiful carol service. I'm so enlightened, I'm so privileged to see this tree. After so many years, I'm seeing something like this. In my childhood, this was very common in all the churches. But for the last so many years, this has been replaced by the Chinese trees. Now here, after a long time, when I saw this, I was sharing the same joy with our dear Achin. It's such a great joy to go back to that old tradition and see this beautiful tree. I was really praising God for that. I know that I'm facing a mixed crowd. We have a lot of foreign citizens over here. I don't know how well I can communicate to all of you, but I would like to convey a few things regarding this Christmas season. The fifth lesson is what I wanted to share. The fifth lesson for this carol service is taken from the Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 1 and verses beginning from 26 to 38. I would like to pick up one particular verse wherein the angel Gabriel making a profound announcement to Mary. Mary, you are the beloved one. You are the chosen one. He was talking about the transformative grace that is there upon her. If you read that verse very carefully, you know that the word is in a passive word, which means it is complete. Her belovedness, the favor upon her, is complete. It is not because of what she is going to do after this. It is not the reward of what she is going to do. If that is true, this grace is transactional. But it very clearly affirms that Mary, you are the beloved one. An affirmation for every unworthy people. Mary is poor, an inconspicuous village girl who got a very profound devoutness or faith and love for God. Apart from that, she's so inconspicuous, so insignificant. But in the Gospel according to John chapter 3, verse 12, it says, God so loved the world. It focuses on the collective and personal affirmation of God's belovedness. God calling everyone beloved. We live in a world where we hear a different word. You are unworthy, you are ugly, you are good for nothing. This is so persistent and so loved that it is quite impossible to accept that soft voice wherein it consistently and persistently says that you are my beloved one. You are my chosen one. It disturbs what is there within me, my shame, my guilt. I am carried away by my guilt, my insignificance, my failures, my shame. But the first Christmas message to Mary is, you are not insignificant. And today, that resounds, that echoes again and again, and it says such a profound way that you and I are so precious before God. Once you affirm your own belovedness, the action, the doing follows. I become so courageous to say yes to the plan of God. Even when I know the consequences of following or abiding or obeying God's plan for my life, I would rather say yes to God's plan because now I affirm the belovedness of God. Only when you affirm God's belovedness, only when you affirm your own worth, you will be courageous enough to walk in God's ways. If you don't affirm God's affirmation, what can happen is self-doubt or self-rejection. All the anti-social actions or all the anti-social elements or only because there is an amount of self-doubt. Am I worthy? Am I needed? But God says you are not an illegitimate child. You are in God's perfect plan. Perfect plan. So affirming God's worth in your life is the most powerful thing. Once you affirm that, as I said, you cannot get into your private world. You move out, and the love of God, the divine love of God, which is abstract, becomes tangible. In and through you, the love of God becomes tangible reality for the world around. Mary gave his womb for this very purpose, and thus she became Theotokos, the bearer of God. You and I, once you affirm that, once you recognize that worth in your life, this is what is going to happen. You also become a tangible expression of this divine love. In and through you, world will see the miracle of Christmas. You become Theotokos. You carry this divine love. This divine love will be incarnated in you. That's what the message of Christmas is. Now, you need to move from the affirmation of belovedness to becoming beloved of God. This is a spiritual journey. Being beloved is a search, but to enflesh that reality, but to make that reality a truth, a tangible truth. There's a spiritual journey that has to happen in every life. So from a search, we need to move on to the reality of becoming the beloved of God. That again is a very, very important and pertinent message of the Christmas. It also talks about God's choice. When God chooses me as an ordained priest, it's my joy to acknowledge that someone is finding special interest in me. Someone is very close to me, even before my parents acknowledge my talents, even before my friends acknowledge my gifts, even before my employer acknowledged and encouraged me. Somebody took a personal interest in me and has chosen me for a divine purpose and plan. When I am chosen, somebody is rejected. Because you live in a competitive world where efficiency is considered. So, in the chosenness in human career, there will be always smiles alongside with tears. Somebody is rejected. When I am part of this choir, when I am chosen for this beautiful choir, somebody is rejected. When I am a part of the soccer team, somebody is rejected. When I am a part of the management, somebody is rejected. So there are always tears alongside of smiles. Those who are chosen, they are the heroes. That's what you see in the film field, in sports, or in other areas of life. But the Word of God or the Christmas message is, in God's chosenness, nobody is rejected. Everyone is included, because this is not out of comparison or competition, but out of compassion. No one is redundant. There is an intrinsic value within me because I'm created in the very image of God. Therefore, I'm so precious, I'm so valuable to God. If this is true, we need to move on from being beloved to affirming the belovedness of other people. You see Mary traveling to Elizabeth, going to her and proclaiming the most profound song, the Magnificat, wherein she reveals the plan of God, the purpose of God. And that beautiful song talks about how God looks at the lowly, the poor, the marginalized, the oppressed. They both affirmed their belovedness, and it has to move out. I need to affirm the belovedness of others too. If I am precious to God, everyone sitting by my side, everyone with whom I deal, everyone, my family, my neighborhood, my enemies, the poor people out there, the marginalized, the deprived, they are all precious to God. And if I acknowledge that, I will never ever feel any amount of superiority. I will never count myself as so precious or so valuable than other people. This is very, very important. Affirming the belovedness of each and every one whom I meet every day in my day-to-day transactions, in my day-to-day relationship. I need to do that. In the Word of God, it very clearly says, there is a place in heaven for each one of you, according to your uniqueness. For every one of you, there is a place in heaven, and it is unique. It is as per your talent. So God doesn't compare. In God, there is only compassion. So the message that I want to tell is this powerful message of accepting and acknowledging my own belovedness and the belovedness of everyone, irrespective of their social status. It is the equalizer. It is the social equality that this Christmas message, Christmas is offering to us. May God bless us and help us to live very authentically and powerfully as per God's plan and purpose. Once again, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a very happy and blessed New Year. God bless.